Hello friends, welcome to the last part of modeling this pocket radio. So if I just do a quick recap, what we did last time, I showed you how to model this antenna, how to add this LED light, and I showed you how I make this overall shape. And if I jump to Blender, I showed you how to make this kind of cut so that you can separate out both the parts. After then I also showed you how to make this LED lamp. So during that process, I showed you how from this single arc, how I can make a sphere out of it, right? Then we encountered problem like face normal were causing issue. Then we checked face normal and corrected that. But for your case, you don't need to do that complex way. You can simply add any sphere. Okay, you can just add it here. Just go to the right perspective, eyeball it to the almost center and put it here. For example, like if I want to put it here, just as an example, you don't need to follow it. I can put the cursor to selected. I can say add a cube. Okay, by the way, as I am edit mode and added it, it got become part of the mesh. Don't do that. Go to object mode, then only add a mesh. Okay, so let me scale it for now, and I'll apply the scale, apply third level, 3 level of subdivision. You can also do with 2, doesn't matter. Apply it, then go to edit mode, press Alt Shift S to make it a sphere. Okay, and now if you apply another level of subdivision, it will be a perfect sphere. Okay, and if you don't want, what you can do, go to the top view. Let me do one thing, let me move it outside, and you say that you don't need, enable the extrusion, delete all the vertices, then you have a perfectly LED cap for your choice. Okay, so this is also another way. That was a just different way that I showed you. Okay, so in that tutorial, later I realized why I am doing it in such a odd way, because it is prone to error. And you see there is not much uniformity here, though it is not needed. But later I found out a very efficient way to do it according to your like, and you can tweak it before committing. Okay, so it is one of the bonus tip that I'll be showing you. So let me show you how to do that. So let me put the 3D cursor here. What I did, I press shift and right click here. I will add a simple circle. Okay, I don't need 32 vertices circle, 8 is more than enough. We'll go to edit mode. Let's scale it like this. I want it to be approximately to the diameter that I'm looking for. Okay, and let's rotate it along Y by 90 degree. Now I will extrude it along X. As you can see, face normal is incorrect. So let me correct that. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to add some loop cut to it. Okay, so I'll just add 2 loop cut, and with that, let me put it along the boundary of it. How to do that? Let me change it to median point and SX along the x-axis. I am scaling around the x-axis, so that when that subdivision is applied on this thing, it will be smooth. Okay, let me verify that. Yes, the edges are okay, no smoothness is happening. Now, as I promised you, I'll be showing how to make it dynamic. I mean, before committing the model, how to make it dynamic. Okay, let's see how to do that. If you recall, we have another modifier called array. So if I apply the array modifier, so if you go to add modifier, generate array, and by default it is on x-axis. So you can see it has generated count of 2. But the problem is, say you want all the 5 elements will be of equal length on the 5 of count 5. Now you want it to vary, you won't be doing it manually, right? So what you can do, let me put the array modifier first, and I don't need the subd at the point. there is an option, whereas in this, if you know the 3D cursor I put here, where I put the circle, so there if I add an empty, it will do some magic. So instead of relative object, I choose the object offset. And if I choose that empty as my object, now you'll see what magic it brings to your brain. Let's move it along X. Now see, according to empty, it is happening. Maybe you are not able to see. Let me go to the wireframe mode. And now as I move it, you see, it is basically, sorry, I think yeah. Now it is, you can observe the effect, right? So along with this, what I need to do, I need to also scale the empty. So let me scale it. Okay. And at the same time, move it. Now you will notice I am getting my desired shape. Okay. So what I can do, let me go back to the solid view. You remember that I created this support loop already. So extrude S like this. I don't need it to be median point. Individual origin will do my job. Extrude S again, unless it connects to this, almost connects to it. Now is the time to enable the subdivision to see. Okay, I can see certain gap. Let me close it. And now if you see, it has done this very nicely. Okay, let me increase it a bit to make it smoother. Okay, so that is what I wanted to teach you. Hope you liked this new method and you can find the application of it. So as I mentioned to you that this is a dynamic until unless you apply all the modifiers. So as long as you're happy, you can try with this thing to see how it fits your scenario, and then what you can do, you can apply it. I don't need to apply the subdivision. Let me apply that uh, array, and for this object, because it is committed here, so what I can do, extrude it like this. Okay, extrude it again. I think I need to change it to individual origin. Let me see. Yeah, sorry, why it is having, okay, I'll tell you what happened. What I did, I it was selected everything because it was carrying over that selection. Okay, not a big deal. Okay, so I think this is done. uh, Let me see if there is any duplicate vertex. No, I always check that, and you should too, if there is any duplicate vertex or not. Now let me go to the top view, and I don't need it. I'm happy with this one. So let's put it like this. Okay. If you want to be 100% sure, let's go to this view. And I think we are okay. Now we can see that it has become a very a bit thinner size. So what I can do, scale with constant on x-axis. I can just scale it until unless it fits that diameter. Okay. Now we can see it has fit that gap very nicely. So let me verify that face orientation. Okay, it is already enabled. I don't see any issue. It is looking perfect. Okay, maybe not too perfect. Uh, yeah, now I think it is okay. Okay, I really hope that you like this new method. It is, I haven't seen this kind of tutorial any other places. So feel free and drop me in the comments how you liked it. Okay, that thing done. I also explained how to model the LED light. Let me jump to the creating that texturing thing. Okay. Uh, okay. Let me do one thing. I forgot to create a collection. Day 3, and okay. This is, and okay, this has to come here. Let me antenna. I think this was named as, should be named as LED, and this should be top. This should be bottom. Okay. So let me create a duplicate of all this object and move to the collection day 3. I don't need the day 2 collection. Let me disable it. Let me save my Blender files. I don't need the empty now. Okay. Now let's apply some quick materials into it. Okay. How to do that? Just go to new. I won't be showing any details for this kind of thing. I would keep it very simple. So let's apply some plastic kind of material. Guys, if you want, you can use the Blender Kit add-on, very beautiful add-on, and see how it fits your requirement. Okay, so let me rename it. So top one, I am say black plastic. Okay, obviously it will not be look like plastic because actual plastic material will have much more surface imperfections, details. Okay, for the sake of tutorial, I am just doing it. And let me make it bit off-white color. Okay, this one I have made dark, this is off-white. And let me go to the material preview and verify. Yeah, it looks good. For this one, let's make it metallic, right? And reduce the roughness to a good value. It will look good, right? And for the LED light, go to the new. I don't need it. What I will add? I will add an emission shader. Okay, and let's choose a color. I think amber, not amber. I think green looks good. Let's increase the strength a little bit. And I forgot to do one thing. Let me go to the perspective of a 3D cursor at its right position. Let me add a metal, not metal, plane there. Okay, and on the plane, let me add a metal, make it metallic surface with some reduced reflection. Okay, I don't not going to reducing it too much, but little bit to have to capture the shining light. Okay, so so far so good, it is done, but still something is missing, right? If you refer any my one of my old thing make which I did here, I what I did, the black was on the boundary side and the this shape inside it was kind of metallic, and it was a another level of layer details on there. How to do that? So what I will do, that I want to keep. Okay, let me go to solid view. What I will do, I want to make sure that I apply some kind of grid shape around here. Okay, and put a level there. You see, I that time, if I know, if you can see it, I think we created a group kind of shape, right? So that front squarish shape, that will fit very nicely here. But here I would like to create some kind of grid shape. How to do that? Easy, just follow along with me. So what I will do now, uh, let me put the cursor here. I will add a plane. Okay, let me subdivide it. Okay, this much subdivision is more than enough. This one I will make it a circle, and now I will move it down. Okay, I hope you are with me. It is very easy to create a grid like this. Okay, I'm showing you by hand how to do it. Only two level of bevel is more than enough. Now I will apply. No, I will not apply the bevel at this point. What I will do, I will apply some. Let me do one thing. Reduce the size it little bit. Okay, let me apply scale and apply array modifier. So I want my grid array of 20, and this is happening on the x-axis. Let me duplicate and apply it on the y-axis. Okay, so far so good. This is done. Now I will apply all this thing. Let me go to the edit mode. See if there is any duplicate vertex. Yet there will be many. I just removed them. So with that thing done, now what I can do, I can apply, as you have guessed right, I will apply subdivision. I'll press Ctrl 1 and it has done a subdivision for me. Now I will select the boundary loop, select loop, boundary loop, extrude S. Sorry, uh, where did my cursor go? Okay, here it is. Okay, let me scale a little bit, just little will do. And this has created me a loop. But if you notice that corner is rounded, I don't want that. Okay, I'll just press Shift E and drag it. Okay, so this is done. Now what I will do, I will add another mesh on top of it. Let me do one thing. Set origin to geometry, put cursor to selected, then I will add a plane. What it did, it added that plane on the center of my this new mesh which I created. Okay, let me move it a bit up on the Z axis, scale all the objects. Now I will bake. So for the time being, this is that uh, grid face, and this is my bake normal face. Okay, now if I hide this for momentarily, this is the grid face that I want to create on top of my radio. Okay, so what I need to do, just follow along with me. Let me enable it again. On this top surface I need to create a material. Okay, and I'll just create one texture, simple image texture, that will do my job. New, let's make it of 2048 by 2048, and let's make it uh, what is good, maybe radio grid texture, radio grid normal. Okay, that's it. Now I don't need to do anything fancy. I make sure this one, then I press shift and select this one so that it is the last one active, and also select this one. Now I need to go to this render properties and go to the bake setting. Here I need to choose a bake type as normal and select it to active and make the extrusion as 0.1. Now I need to see what I am baking. For that, enable a window and go to the image editor and choose the radio grid normal. Now you can see it is black because I have not baked anything. So let me hit this bake button. It will take few seconds. Within that, your normal will get baked. You can see it got nicely baked. Now I have to save it. Okay, radio grid normal, I'm baking it here. Now I don't need these two meshes. I can simply delete it. Even this is our reference plane. Now for this one, if you see, if I go to the material preview, you see it is looking nice so far. Now let me try to apply that material. What I have to do, that normal name map. I enable the image texture and I will load it. So radio grid normal, I'm just loading it. To add any normal map, it should be always non-color, and you need to map it via normal map. Okay. So if you just add it, let's see. If you see what it did, it applied across the mesh, which we don't want, right? So what we need to do, let's go to UV editing and go to the top view of this mesh. Remember that I said that I want it to be selected only on the selected area of it. I think let it be like this. Okay, here the grid is selected. So from here, pressing U, what I'll do, project from view. Okay, so what it did, it has created a UV map out of it. Let me align it and scale it roughly to this square. Okay, for the sake of the tutorial, I am not becoming too precise about it. Okay, now let's go and see what happened. It has done something, but not entirely correctly. Okay, so the reason is, I'll tell you in the UV editing, because other part of it, if I just to the inverse selection, you can see the remaining part of the mesh is still there. Okay, so that we don't need. So what I need to do, I need to scale it very little, okay, and move it somewhere where this grid is not there. Okay, so I think that would have done my job. Yeah, it has done the job very nicely. Look at this thing now. Okay, now let's go and come to do this section of our mesh. So remember, I for this one, let me select this face where I want that texture to be present. Okay, the radio texture, this kind of texture, I have it already downloaded. So what I will do, instead of doing another UV mapping and making things complex, I will just duplicate this mesh and press P for selection, and let me for the time being isolate this mesh. And as you can see, its edges are become smooth, right, which we don't want. So what I will do, I will again go to the edge selection mode, select loop, boundary loop. I'll just crease that thing. Okay, so subdivision doesn't interfere with it. Now you can see from the shader editor, it is by default have taken the black plastic, which we don't want. We want our own thing. So what I'll do, I'll just remove it, create a new one, and it will, I'll make it radio texture. Okay, now I need to find that image texture. Let me see where that is. I think it was here. Here it is. Okay, so let me go to apply that texture coordinated and mapping by pressing Ctrl T, and let's see how it looks now. Currently I don't see anything. Why? I think because EV mapping is not correctly applied. So let me verify that. Yeah, see. So what I'll do, EV project from view. Okay, let me just scale it, and here also let me enable the material preview so that I can see what is actually happening. No, or okay, I think now it looks good. Let me scale it along y-axis. I think this is looking good. Okay, let me move it along x. Again, you don't need to be perfect. I'm just doing it to make it appear as beautiful as possible. Okay, now you can see I was on user perspective. Let me move out of it, and you will see it is causing some weird artifact. So not a big deal. What I can do, extrude it along z a little bit will do. Okay, and as I created made that extrusion, if you see, it has created this edge, right? So what I did, Control Alt select all the edges and apply creasing to it. Okay, so it has now removed the roundedness from this mesh. Okay, so I think for the plane, I think let me make the material a bit darker, and I think that's it, man. I think we have done a pretty good job. Okay, so obviously good job I can only tell when I add some kind of I render it, right? So let's do that thing as well. For the scene collection, let me create this collection called uh, render. Okay, in the render, let me move. Okay, this plane I want it to part of a render collection, and let's add a camera there. Where did the camera go? Here it is. Okay, I don't need it. Let me do it like this, and let me align view to it. To rotate the camera along with the view until unless you are happy with it, let's do it like this. Oh, by the way, one thing. I forgot to mention. Instead of using this ugly blue color, let me do one thing. Let me show you how easy it is to add a material from here. So here what I did, I took this, went to the filter option, filter only the wood, and let me check something called procedural wood. Okay, so that it is easy. Let me apply that. Now you will see, once the rendering compiling shader option is finished, it will render that presentation of that new wood material that we have used. Please feel free. Okay, you can see it is not working, so it is kind of a bit fiddly, so just bear with me. I won't be experimenting too much. Let's see which one looks good according to my taste. Let's try this one. Hmm, it is also not good. I don't like it. So let me try something called texture based. Okay, I mean, procedural texture based are also sometimes good, but somehow maybe I need to scale the mesh, something like that I have to do. Okay, I just want to make a test render. That's why I'm looking for a good image. Okay, this is very big, so hopefully it will be good, so that I don't need to jump around all the meshes, all the materials. Come on, very slow. Just discarding it. Yeah, this is done. So let me save the thing. Go to material window. Okay. Okay, fine. I am not going to explain too much about it. Let me scale it little bit, like this. Yes, I think that is perfect. Okay. Now, with that thing done, let me do another thing. Let me introduce you to that HDRI texturing. So from the world map, go to the color, go to the environment, and I have already downloaded a lot of HDRIs. You can find there is HDRI, HDRI Heaven, and there are so many other things. So let me add something. Let me save that thing and go to the render preview. And look at this. Our beautiful radio is ready, isn't it? Okay. Let me press render. And yes, we did our first project. So yeah, with that, I'm concluding today's session. I hope you really liked it. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye.